Welcome back. So here's another one that fits directly into the broader crackdown we've been talking about for the last several weeks. And this one involves CDL testing fraud. A Massachusetts man was convicted in federal court for running a scheme to fraudulently obtain commercial learner's permits, or CLPs, by feeding test answers to applicants in real time during their exams. The case was originally prosecuted in Boston and centers around Frank Costello, a 52-year-old from Roxbury, Massachusetts. Costello was convicted of unlawful production of an identification document, a serious federal offense. Now, his sentencing is for May 7th of this year, and the charge carries a potential penalty for up to 15 years in prison, along with fines and supervised release. Now, here's how the scheme all worked. According to prosecutors, back in October of 2021, Castro told an undercover federal agent that he can help him obtain a Massachusetts CLP for $3,000. In Massachusetts, a CLP is a required step before someone can earn a full commercial driver's license. Castro explained to the applicant that he would need to sneak a Bluetooth device into the RMV testing center, place it in his ear, and then cover it with the standard headphones used during the exam. And Castro would be connected in remote. As the exam questions were read out loud, Castro would hear them through the Bluetooth connection and feed the correct answers back to the test taker in real time. A few days later, the undercover agent deposited the $3,000 into Castro's bank account and went to the Danvers RMV to take the CLP exam. The plan worked, well, at least temporarily. The agent connected to Castro during the test received the answers live, passed the exam, and was issued a Massachusetts CLP. That transaction became the core evidence in the federal case. Castro was later convicted by a federal grand jury in April of 2024, and the case ultimately resulted in a conviction late last week. Now, federal authorities emphasized this wasn't a paperwork violation or a technical mistake. It was a deliberate fraud attempt aimed at bypassing CDL and safety competency requirements. The case was announced by the United States DOJ with investigators from Homeland Security and the U.S. Department of Transportation Office of the Inspector General. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking about this case, especially right now, and I think it really matters in the grand scheme of things. As states and federal regulators tighten enforcement around CDLs, non-domiciled licenses, English language proficiency, and testing integrity, this is exactly the type of conduct that they're on the lookout for and that they want to try to eliminate. CDL testing shouldn't just be a box to check. It's truly the gatekeeper for those who get behind the wheel of an 80,000-pound vehicle and get on the roads with all of our families. Schemes like this truly undermine safety, they expose carriers to liability, and they put unqualified drivers on public roads. And with federal agencies clearly ramping up audits, enforcement actions, and those criminal prosecutions, it's becoming very clear that testing fraud is no longer being treated as a minor issue. So this conviction sends a clear message. If you're selling shortcuts into the CDL system or buying them, federal prison is very much on the table. Now, if you found this one interesting, we recently talked about a trucking drug ring from Mexico that recently got sentenced for hauling methamphetamine into the United States. Check that video out here.